Let's see.
Hey, 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 everybody.
Hello. Good evening.
All right.
Happy Sunday. All right. We're doing a live stream today with a member of the Exodus Squad. We're talking about Exodus Summit things today. So stick around if you're interested in hearing from like yourself from the future, right? If you want to hear
For
who,
you.
yeah, yeah, the changes, the transformations, the things that may happen to you over the course of the next few months, stay with us. Okay. Hello, my name is Stephanie Perry. We'll introduce our guest in a second, but my name is Stephanie.
I'm
And
Rashida.
yeah. All right. We're the hosts of Exodus Summit. We run a virtual summit for Black women planning a sabbatical or a move abroad or digital nomad life.
Mhm.
And we host a virtual summit every year called Exodus Summit, where Black women come and learn how to take a sabbatical, move abroad, start digital nomad life. Okay. And we have a super special guest today who we're really excited to talk with. Hi, Biba.
Hi.
Why don't you introduce yourself to our friends? Bless you.
Sure. I'm Biba, and I am an early member of Exodus Summit. It has been the thing that has changed my life. It has helped me to discover a little bit more about who I am by having an opportunity to go out of the country and do that. Right now, I'm a full-time entrepreneur, which is a new journey for me as a result of the exodus that I took. And I'm currently doing some coaching. I'm creating a program right now, and yeah, we'll get into it.
We'll get into it. Okay, wonderful. Where are you today in the world?
Well, currently I'm in the US of A, but I will be heading down to my second home, Mexico, at the end of the month.
Okay.
Okay.
Where in Mexico are you going?
Well, let's see. Where am I going? I'm going to Tulum. I'm going to Veracruz, and then I'm going to Guadalajara. Because
Oh,
I can't just go to one place. If I'm
No.
gonna be down there,
You're going to be
I'm gonna be
bop,
down
bop,
there.
bopping,
I'll be down
bop,
there.
bop, bopping all over the
Yeah.
place. Okay.
that's exciting. Can you tell me what you're going to Veracruz for? What is Veracruz? Why Veracruz? That's not a common place, right? I
It
understand the
is.
other choices.
Yes, the research has been daunting. So if there's anybody watching that is in Veracruz or has been to Veracruz, please, 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 please send me a message because I'm trying to see what we're getting into. We wanted to go to Veracruz because I think it's Henry Louis Gates. He had a program about Black people and their journey in Mexico. So there was a portion where he talked about Veracruz and like the Afro Mexicanos and Mexicanas where they are located, and that it was also an important part of the slave trade. So we wanted to see that area. It's not some place that is often talked about, but
Hmm.
we don't like being on the beaten path, so to speak. So, learning history and going someplace to explore our culture within another culture
Mhm.
is always interesting to us. So,
And is you and your same face sister?
yes, me and my same face sister. I was here
Same face.
first. She got my face. Let's just be
Same
very clear.
face.
I didn't get her dimples though,
The
so that's
original.
my mom. So yeah, we're gonna talk after this. But
So you've been taking a sabbatical. You've been taking sabbaticals, and you've been bringing your sister, who's not part of Exodus Squad, but you've been like bringing her into sabbatical life with you.
that's right. She didn't know
How she didn't know. Now she knows.
she knows.
She
Yeah,
be in
she's on.
Mexico for forever, for just chunks of time, right?
Right.
Um, so you've seen your Exodus Summit has not just changed your life, but it's also changed like your family. I know your mama was down here in Mexico too.
Yes,
They were
she was.
all
My nephew, everybody. Like I wasn't gonna go. I'm not gonna say I wasn't gonna go by myself, but what I was gonna say is that I was going to show them that it's an opportunity and it's a possibility, and I was open to whomever wanted to come along. So if my sister was like, "I'm not about that life," okay, cool. If my mom was saying the same thing, I'm glad I didn't have to put
Cool.
nobody in the trunk in my suitcase and drive
Mhm.
to the airport. I'm glad I didn't have to do that, but yeah, it's changed all of our lives. Like my sister didn't know that she could live, differently with more peace and all of that. So this has been quite a journey for both of us, all of us actually.
okay. That's awesome.
It is. So tell us what originally lit the flame. Okay. What it was the original? When did you start thinking like I want to bop around Mexico, or I want to, or even not even that, maybe just like I want to try things a different way.
I have always been, starting in my 20s, I realized I was not going to retire here. But, at that time, retirement meant you're going to be in your 70s. You're going to be 72, down here pushing something over some cobblestones and hoping for the best. Like, that's what I thought it was going to be. So I had subscribed to International Living magazine. I was about that life. But it wasn't until I got to the end of my last job. It was a very, difficult situation. I was there for 16 years, and the last 3 years it was like, I need to make some other choices. So I decided to take that leap. I retired from there, and I remember, like, it's funny you asked that, because when you make a decision like, I'm going to be leaving this place where I've been, and it's been a really big important part of my life for so long, when you decide, it usually opens up so many other things. So I never thought about an exodus. I never thought about a sabbatical, short-term or long-term. All I thought about was, another 40 years, I'll be able to, like, go somewhere else. So I just so happened to be on Facebook, minding my business, and I see this exit summit, because, you're scrolling so fast, you don't know what you're looking at. I see this white, I see a black couple, two black women, and there's the yellow and the pink, and I'm like, exit summit, what is this? So I said, let me stop and scroll and see exactly what this is. Exodus for Black women. I was like, you got me there. I don't care what this is. So I joined, and I literally, it was like maybe a week before you actually started. So it was really close. And I know you guys have been, pushing this for a while before, but I got in here, and Rashida's was the first session that I listened to. She talked about her journey. She talked about, I've saved this money. I'm going to take this long-term sabbatical. And then she mentioned that there's a short-term option. I'm like, oh, because I didn't know what I was going to do after I had retired. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know if I was going to go into another job, if I was going to try to start I didn't know. So that was pretty much the impetus. Like, I can do a short-term sabbatical someplace close and figure out who I am, figure it all out. And that literally collapsed time for me. That collapsed my time by like 40 freaking years. So
yeah. Yes. Right.
It's like time travel. It's time travel. That's what we do here.
Yeah. Right. You don't have to wait until retirement age to live retirement life. Okay.
I can actually enjoy retirement. Sometimes you just don't know what your life is going to be. Like, God forbid, anything could happen. So I want to be at this point in my life, able-bodied, thank God, and all that. So I can really, like, be out bopping around, making friends dance and whatever, and enjoying, like, that life, the culture, all of the things. And some of these countries, they ain't got escalators, they don't have elevators, they don't have sidewalks that make sense. Like, Mexican sidewalks sometimes, a little daunting. So yeah, it saved so much time.
That's right. If you want to see the world, see it while your body is on your side, right?
Yeah, because you don't know. God forbid, but
Biba, your mic is doing something funny. Do you have a mic? Are you using a mic? Something funny.
No, it's can you hear me okay?
You're a little crackly.
Okay.
Can you see if there's anything you can do to that? While you're crackling, we're going to tell people about what they need to know for Exodus Summit this year. First thing you need to know is ticket prices go up on Monday evening into Tuesday morning. In that, it's a manual process. So when Stephanie wakes up and says, or before she goes to bed, I don't know, when she flips the switch, the switch is flipping. So if you wait until like 10 a.m. on Tuesday, it will be too late.
Too late.
I don't know. The cutoff is when Stephanie does it. But I'm going to tell you, if you wait past 8 p.m. Eastern time on Monday, you're messing up. Because the price increase is something you should get into now. The all access pass tickets now are $197. Mm-hmm. And when they go up, they're going up to what, Stephanie?
$247 for now. Right. So we have the all access pass as you see it. There has to be a cutoff number, right? So not only are you running the risk of the price increase, but you're also running the risk of just not getting it. So
it's selling out. Yeah.
It's time. We found out, I mean, someone told us that our platform lets you break your payments up.
Yes. I didn't know someone bought a ticket someone bought a ticket on a payment plan through a company, I don't remember the name, but
Zip.
But that other company does it too. The one who does everything does it too. Klarna, yes, you can pay for your tickets on Klarna in 4 payments if paying at once isn't feasible for you. But I would not wait, because if you can get it for $197 today, don't wait for $247 in 2 days. That math ain't mathing. The weekend pass goes up in price too. It is $39 right now, and it's going up to $67.
That's right.
Will that be the last price increase? We don't know. And part of it, just to be perfectly transparent, is the more people who sign up, the more expensive it gets to run. Because all of the platforms we use have certain tiers. So like if you have 1 through 1,000 people, it costs you this much. And it's not that it just costs us this much for when we're running it, but because we've promised you that you can watch the replays in the future, it costs that much more for however long you have access to watch it, which, as we've told you, is at least 1 year, but possibly more. So the possibly more means the more people that buy, it doesn't get cheaper for us. It's not like the cost goes down. Once you hit that the next threshold, it's a big price bump.
We have to pay more. That's right. Okay. The summit's theme this year is Move Abroad Money. Okay. If you need some money to live that new life abroad, if you need some money to take that sabbatical, we'll get into Biba's sabbatical and how, like, who paid for it, right? If you need that money to pay for your sabbatical, your move abroad, for your new life as a nomad where you just bop around, this is the summit for you. We made this for you. We put these sessions together. We invited these speakers in to come and teach you how to make move abroad money. We have some awesome sessions. You'll see them on the website at ExodUSSummit.com.
That reminds me, if you currently have the all access pass, the weekend pass, and you paid $39 for it, and you want to upgrade to the all access pass, that price change is going to hit you too. You don't get to upgrade for the old price. The upgrade cost to you will be what you paid on the ticket, or what the new ticket price is minus what you previously paid, right? It's not going to be, okay, but I bought it at this date, so I should be able to get the old price. No. So if you want to upgrade, it's now. Do it now. Email us at hello@exodussummit.com, and we will send you the link to use if you want to upgrade. F Doctor in the comments says, do you need to register for each session or just join at the time of a session? When we get all our sessions calendared, we're going to send it out so you can see it. You can register, and that way you can get reminders of a session, but you don't need to register to attend. You need to register for the summit, but you don't need to register for the individual sessions to attend an individual session. We assume, this is the way we're doing our business, we assume that the entire count of people are going to attend everything. Now, we know that's not true. But if for some reason someone came to everything, if everyone came to one event, we don't want it to be like, sorry, you can't get in, right? So we have to plan that everyone's coming. So you can come. There's no limit to the number of people who can come unless we sell something out. Like if we say there are no more all access passes, it's because there's no more space, right? So if you have a ticket, you can attend everything that your ticket allows you to get without doing any more registration.
Yes.
Someone also asked, what time do they start? What time do the events start on the 8th, the first session? Right now, the first session is scheduled for 9 a.m. Eastern time. We're planning on having like a little breakfast coffee in the morning around 8:30 Eastern time. Subject to change. It is what it is right now. Yes. All right, back to you. Let's talk about your sabbatical.
Okay.
Yes,
can you hear me okay now? Is it okay now? Okay.
That is.
Yeah, Biba. So tell us about your sabbatical. Tell us about, first, I do want to talk money if you don't mind, but first, can you tell us the details of the sabbatical? So you went to Exodus Summit. Rashida told you, here's how you take a sabbatical. Here's how you plan a sabbatical. Okay, so then what? And
pretty much right after that, I booked my ticket to Mexico. There were a number of people in this group that were talking about the places where they were going. So it's like Portugal, Africa, and then of course all the speakers. It's like I wasn't even thinking about Qatar, but now I think I might want to move out there. And for me, I was like, Mexico. There were a lot of people in the group that were saying Playa del Carmen. And then I met some amazing people who were actually, like, one of the ladies is actually not that far from me, like in Philadelphia, about 25-minute drive from me, that had already like gone there. And a couple other people who were like bopping around Mexico. So I'm like, yeah, Mexico, let's do Playa. Like, it seems like it's, I hate to say it's like Mexico light, but it's more so, not that it's light, it's more so that it's a little bit more of an ease into like a different culture. There's a beach there. They have a really big Black community, and a lot of things to do down there. So you can learn the language a bit easier. It's definitely a lot more navigable than some of the other places. So it was like a way to ease into being there. So I was there for 3 weeks. I was supposed to go to Mexico City for like a week after that, but y'all were on a real lockdown. We were playing reindeer games up here, but y'all were like, look, you could just eat and that's it. You don't go to the park.
Sleep.
You ain't shopping furniture. They weren't playing.
My park was literally, my park had caution tape around it. My park, every entrance of my park, the basketball, everything around the park, everything you could use had caution tape wrapped around it. Like, we ain't playing around with y'all.
Right. You're gonna get in this Airbnb and you're gonna stay until you leave. Like, you can eat while you're here, but that's about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
When was this?
So
What
I
month
was like,
was
okay,
this?
they ain't playing. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What month was this?
It was in January. So yeah, January 2020. No, they weren't playing reindeer games. And I was like, I'm not paying this kind of money for this Airbnb just to be like, okay, I'm just going to see the four walls. So I ended up going to Oaxaca instead, which was amazing. And then I went to Cancun, like, to come back, but it was more so, I'm not a big fan of that for Cancun for the most part, but it was like to just recalibrate like all of my experiences, journal, like get myself, like really go inside before I, put the mask back on, or put the whatever this is that we have to carry as Black women back on to actually go back home. So that was the first trip, and it, like, game changer. I was back in 2 months for 6 weeks on a one-way ticket. I don't know who the hell I was, because that's not something that I do. So yeah, I was winging it. Like, I haven't booked my place yet. I'm leaving tomorrow. I was like, what are we even doing right now? Yeah, I was on some other stuff.
Okay.
But you were retired, right? And you had, and so were you making retire? Are we okay to talk? This is something I should have asked you before. Is it okay to talk money?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you had retirement income. Does that mean a pension or what?
No, I saved a lot. Like, I saved every check. I had my little travel savings, so I was dipping in there. I had like my last check, and I keep my expenses pretty low. And then on top of that, I traveled a lot for work, so I have miles and points and miles for all sorts of things. So I've been able to dip into those things and use them to, upgrade and stay places and, all those things. So yeah.
Wonderful. So do you know how much, did you budget a specific dollar figure to spend on this? Well, I guess the first sabbatical. I don't know how many sabbaticals you've been on.
Like, I like 7 now.
I don't know.
I feel the second hand at this point. I don't know. No, I didn't. I just, like, every check, just make sure that this is coming out. And so I didn't know how much it was going to be, but early during the pandemic, things were a lot less expensive. So even to do a round trip from Philly to Cancun was like $200.
Child. Back in the day.
The good old days.
The good old days.
Price went up.
Price went up. What you doing? You muted and you turned?
Girl.
All right, while we were figuring that out, because I don't know what you did, while we was figuring that out, what else are there sessions that you announced on Saturday when you weren't supposed to, and you blamed me for, that maybe you want to announce now?
Publicly, Rashida, I apologize for saying that you did something that actually I had done and had convinced myself that you had done, because I didn't want you to yell at me.
So he was like, it's not an announcement. You said it. And I was like, I did not. She was like, yes, you did. I did not. But I had told Stephanie secrets. You can't.
Yeah. Do you want to announce a couple? I think we can. Yeah.
So the one that Stephanie announced on Saturday Bless her heart. We're having someone come in to talk about drop shipping. She said it much better than I did on Saturday, but it really is like having a store that you don't have to touch, right? Right. So like it is something that you can do remotely. You got it set up, you got it going well. And we're going to hear from someone who's going to show you how to do it. And I know that the last time we talked, maybe it was last week, someone said, I'd like to know more about drop shipping. So what we do.
That's right. You can run a marketplace on the internet without making a product, without shipping a product. And I think that this is, I said to Rashida, this is a session that I think some people don't know they need until they go to the session, right? Yeah. Drop shipping is a thing you don't know that you're into until you go and you're like, oh, yes. Okay. I'm very excited for this drop shipping session for the marketplace. I guess we should call it something like running a virtual marketplace, right? Yes. Because it fits into a lot of different things that you're into. I watched Kathy's live stream today and she was like, I always wanted to study fashion merchandising, right? And her guest said, me too. It's hilarious. Nakia and Kathy both, right? Some of you have something that you're into that would pair really well with having a store, but you want to be free to move about the world. Hello, drop shipping. I think that this is a session that is going to be a fan favorite at the end, even if it's not yet.
Right. I think people are going to be like, it's definitely one that like I have highlighted, like, what do I have to do? And what do I need to know? Yes. Erica says she tried drop shipping and failed miserably, but she's open to learning and trying again. That's the thing. Like, just because you did it before doesn't mean, and it didn't work, doesn't mean it's not for you. No. You may not want to do it again, right? Like if I fail at something, sometimes I'm like, I'm good. But if there's potential and perhaps I just did it wrong, or there are other things I could have learned, let me learn, let me do it. But as we say, also, we're talking about a lot of different ways to make money. And so we don't want you thinking that you have to try all the different ways.
No, you can't. Please don't.
You can, but you're gonna be really bad at all of them, right? Like if you spread that energy out everywhere, it's not worth it.
No.
It's like my male cousin said once about dating. He was like, dating a lot of women is too expensive. Like he's like, you've got to narrow it down. You've got to narrow your focus. Dating a lot of women at once, it costs too much. That like, think of that when you're thinking of trying to figure out what income streams you want to pursue.
That's right.
So some of these will have some startup expenses. And if you're doing all of them, it's going to be expensive and your energy is going to be spread everywhere and you're not going to be able to focus. I'd rather you guys pick one, focus on it, learn some things, figure out whether it's for you or not, and either continue down that path and add something else or switch to something else if it doesn't work for you, right? Instead of being like, I'm gonna do everything. Because we have some I'm gonna do everything people in this group, no matter what we tell you. When we did the workshops about getting residency in those countries, we told y'all not to sign up for everything. And some of y'all, Biba might have been one of those people, I don't know. Some of y'all signed up for everything.
Yeah.
Why? We telling y'all, don't do it.
Yeah, we're not here to exhaust you, right? To drive you to the point of exhaustion. Okay. This is about ease. This is about finding a way that supports the life that you want, not a way that keeps you on a hamster wheel, right? That keeps you exhausted. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're talking also about, I'm excited about this one. We're having a session on freelance writing. I'm excited about this because this is someone who writes not only for herself, but she does ghostwriting for companies as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you can put words on paper, we're going to show you how to get paid from that. Ew. Ew, 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 ew.
Yes, indeed.
Biba needs a nap. What's in your phone, girl?
It's okay, Biba. Don't worry about. Oh, she's gone.
I removed her. She's still in the group. I just removed her from the thingy because.
Bring her back. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay, Biba. Don't worry about it. They understand.
They understand.
So let me ask you, Biba, about what you thought a sabbatical was going to do for you and what did it do for you? Was it worth the effort?
she couldn't hear us before. Can you hear us now, Biba?
Maybe not.
No, the last time our thing did this. That's why I removed her, really.
Okay.
Last time she couldn't hear us at all. So hopefully she'll come back. And she blaming StreamYard, but I don't know.
Well, Rashida, you answer the question for Biba.
Okay, what was the question again?
What was she expecting from her sabbatical, and what did it do for her?
I don't know what she was expecting, but I'm gonna tell you, the men. I'm still salty about this. She can hear me. I know she can hear me. The men. I went to dinner with Biba, and this security guard, she speaks as much Spanish as I do, but he was acting like he was shy. Like, she's sitting right across from me, and he's like, "Tell your friend she's so beautiful." And I'm like, in Spanish, and I'm like, "She's right here, dog, and she can speak to you." I think I love her, and I was like, "What is happening?" I'm like, "What is happening here?" Now that's not why she came to Mexico, but Biba, I think, was one of those people that when she did this sabbatical, she got really free. Like, she felt really free. She got really free, and she spread that freedom to her family and friends. Her mama was down here. Her mama was on vacation like this. Mama was down here in Mexico, chilling, living the best life. Living.
I think that's a wonderful way to put it. Biba got free.
Biba got free.
I don't remember. I don't know what kind of work she did. I saw the question from F Doctor. What did she retire from? I don't remember, because we don't.
She ever told me what she used to do. No, but I know that when she was down here, she started a company. Well, she started bringing things like Mexican-made things into the U.S. I don't know if she still does that, but it was like when she was down here, she was like the income streams came to her.
Yes.
It flowed to her. She started her own business. She started doing readings, intuitive readings and things. So, it was good.
I saw Biba just try some stuff, right? And put it out into the world, which is which takes bravery. And I think that some of that bravery maybe came, I'm gonna put words in her mouth, okay? Because y'all make a story. Some of that bravery maybe came from doing this one difficult, scary thing, right? Then it's easier to do the next scary thing. So once Biba was like, okay, so I'm gonna go to Mexico on this sabbatical, not a mini sabbatical, on this sabbatical, I'm gonna retire at this young, ripe age. I'm gonna go, right? Every difficult thing gets a little bit easier when you have some other difficult things behind you. And so I think I saw her putting on the internet, on Facebook, here's a thing that I'm doing now. And it's hard we know that's hard and that's scary. She doesn't strike me as a shy person, but it's scary for everyone to tell the world, this is a new way that I'm presenting myself out in the world. But I would guess that it got a little bit easier for her because of the sabbatical. I'm just gonna make my own story.
She created an alter ego during her sabbatical.
She did. We're
going to have to talk about that when she gets back, though. Her alter ego. We need to look her in the face for this one. Okay, what other sessions haven't we talked about that we're ready to announce? We're doing a session about what it looks like to take the job that you have remote. What does it look like when you're like, this is the job, this is what I do, and now I'm taking the show on the road, right?
In particular, if it's something that's traditionally done face-to-face.
Yes.
Right? 2020 changed the world. And so a lot of us are doing or used to do things that had to be done face-to-face. And we've learned that, they don't have to be done face-to-face now. So how can you take this on the road? And like really on the road, really remote, not just work from home, but work from anywhere, work wherever you feel like being.
Yeah. Let's talk about the ones we've already announced before.
Yeah. We've announced a couple in the real estate world. So we've announced investing in real estate without being a landlord, which will be really helpful to some of you. And it really, And we've announced Airbnb in your home to pay for your travels, right? You don't need to go out and buy up a bunch of stuff, buy up a bunch of property, put it on Airbnb. Would the home you live in today be a moneymaker for you?
we're doing a session that is not about making money, it's about keeping money. We're going to talk about taxes for expats. Taxes, if you spend a majority of your time out of the country, let's talk about taxes you have to pay, what you need to do, what that situation looks like. So we're bringing in an expert because Stephanie and I don't talk about taxes.
No, we don't.
People all the time are like, well, what about taxes? And I'd be like, I don't even see that question. I don't see, like, listen, I did not see that comment. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you talk. I'm not a tax expert. I'm not doing that. We're going to talk about what life is like. I think I'm going to make a pre-announcement. I think we're going to talk about what life is like when you are working at a multinational company and say, I want an assignment over there.
Yes.
Yes, I'm doing this gig here, but send me elsewhere. Send me elsewhere, please. So we're going to talk about what the process looks like to do that. The best way to set yourself up for it, to make that happen so that you can go from I'm working for this multinational company a block from the house to I'm working for the same multinational company around the world, right? On the other side of the globe. So I'm excited about that one.
Yes. We're talking about starting a business in a new country, right? You probably have visited a place and said, man, I wish I could stay here and start or whatever. One time my nephew was like, I want to stay on this beach and sell seashells to tourists, right?
Let's talk about how you do that. And let's talk about what that means for your residency status, how it can help, how it can hurt. What are the things that you need to know as you're planning your business and as you're planning, as you're being strategic in your business creation process, as you're thinking about moving abroad. Because if you have a choice of starting a business in another country and getting residency there versus starting a business in the US, and it don't make no difference, like maybe there's one of those is more strategic for you. We're going to talk about subscription models. So how can you do a subscription model as a content creator with a community or without a community, right? Like how can you run a monthly paid service in a way that brings ease, right? Because the person we know who's doing it there's a life of ease there, but they're also providing a very important service to their customers. We're going to talk about teaching what you know.
Yes. Take
it away, Steph.
Yeah, teaching what you know. Some of you already teach people how to do something. You just don't get paid for
free.
For
the free.
And I think some of you probably underestimate the market for teaching people how to do something because we think we take our skills for granted. Please understand that I have made a business of teaching people how to be a house sitter. Right? So we have a session on teaching things on the internet. Could be something like house sitting. It could be an art, a craft, something. It could be a more formal class, something that's traditionally taught in a classroom, like history, right? You might teach English, math, science, right? Because it's 2022, there are platforms where you can say, this is a thing that I teach, and they have people who want to learn it already. So we have a session. We have a teacher coming in to teach you how to teach your thing on the internet, what platforms to get on and how to get your students.
I'm gonna pause for a second because Aspen Sierra, I know her from online, but we don't know her in this space very well yet because she's kind of new to us. We're gonna say we don't talk about ourselves like this. She says, I've always shied away from teaching because I'm terrible at explaining things. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You can explain things. You can explain things you want to explain to people who you think are listening and paying attention. I know. We can all do it. As a Black woman in America, you know, there are time and time again where you have to explain yourself and you have to explain things and you can do it. You just need to believe that you can do it. And I think this is a session that is going to have you believing you can do it. Yeah. This teacher has a student who teaches people how to cook eggs. Yeah. There's a lesson for frying an egg. There's a lesson for boiling an egg. I'm sure there's a lesson for scrambling an egg. So Aspen Sierra, maybe you can't teach someone how to be the best photographer in the world in one lesson, but maybe you can teach them how to adjust the f-stop and what the f-stop means. Because child, please. You can break down the basics like into small enough parts that you feel confident teaching it, and you know the people who want to learn from you will understand it. You got this. You got this.
Yeah.
You got this. All right, I'm gonna bring Biba back if she acts right. Let's see if she can act right. Because she was waiting in StreamYard, and I'm like, no, baby, that's not it. Just say you hate us.
Not at all. Mercury retrograde is not.
That's fine.
It's not let me be great right now.
I asked Rashida your question and she gave a wonderful answer. So I'm going to compare your answer. Okay. So the question that Rashida answered for you is, what did you think? What was the question, Rashida? What did you think your sabbatical was going to be like? Right. And
what actually happened on your sabbatical?
Yeah. How was it?
I thought that my sabbatical was going to be really on a solo journey. Like I was just going to be in this place, like living as if this is my new home, and I would just be alone. I was going to be walking the streets, eating by myself, journaling every day, barely wanting to leave. I thought I was going to be holed up in my Airbnb, just kind of being with me, which is fine, but it ended up not being that. Like I wanted to also step outside my comfort zone. So I set an intention for myself that I was going to connect, not just with myself, but with other people here. And I made this pact with myself that I was going to eat one meal out every day. Because, you know, you got your own Airbnb, you got your kitchen, go to the grocery store, you know, come back and you eat. Like, you don't need to be out. So, or you can just order in all the time. So the first night, I was like dreading going out, and I ended up going down the block to some restaurant. There's another Black woman there, and I was like, okay, we're going to connect. So I saw that she had like something that looked really good. So we started talking about food. She was my roadie like the whole time that I was there. She had been there for like 3 months prior to me, and she was like right around the corner from where I'm staying. So she told me, like, this is where you go for the fresh juices, the agua frescas. This is the best grocery store. You know, the ceviche here is cool, but you got to go to the local joint on 30th. I was like, you know what? She's like, this is the beach club to go to. So she was my roadie. I met other people there. So I got a chance to explore a lot more outside of my comfort zone than I thought I was going to. Like, went to the spa, whole nine. Like, did it? You hear me? Only thing I didn't do was like take the bus. So that's like, I'm a public transportation girl. That was part of the work that I did. So that's the only thing else that I need to do. Like get on a collectivo, get on a bus, and we good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then what did it do for you? How did it change you? Did you go into it thinking that this period of time was going to change you? Or did you just think it was going to be an experience? And then what did it do? How did it change you?
Ooh, that's like 12 questions.
I know.
I went into the experience thinking it was absolutely going to change me. I didn't know how it was going to change me. I thought it was going to change me like in the moment, where I would really come away with like this better sense of who I was and what I wanted to do. What I didn't realize that not only was it going to change me, like it would change the trajectory of my life. Like I said earlier, it really collapsed time. So the conversations that I was having with my family, it was different. The way that I was moving in terms of starting a business and trying to finish up these 2 MicroMasters programs that I had signed up for, like changed the trajectory of all of the things. So it was a ripple effect. It wasn't just me, it was a lot of things. And because I've been, you know, sharing this journey like on my Facebook and, you know, discover my own little Rack City B situation going on. And there have been so many people that I've spoken to in the community, outside the community, that I've invited to this community and still do, that are like, you've inspired me. I live vicariously through you. I'm like, you don't got to live vicariously through me. You could just come in here and roll on down and, you know, make your connections and do your thing. Like it is accessible to everyone. And I think the biggest thing that I wanted to share, and one of the reasons why I agree, besides the fact that y'all are amazing, and I owe a lot to being in here and to the work that you do, but I see people like upping and leaving. You know, they're gone. There are people in the group who were gone
when I got here. There are more and more people who've decided to leave since I've started. But there are some people who are not ready to make that kind of leap just yet.
Yes.
They're still trying to figure out where they want to go. They're still trying to figure out, like, how are they going to be able to afford, this next step. And so a sabbatical, it doesn't have to be, 6 months. It could be 3 months. It could be a month. Like mine was like 32 days. And again, changed my life. So don't knock sabbatical, short term, long term, or you just straight rolling out. Like everybody in here hasn't left and on some Tina Turner. Like I'm not coming back. Like that's not everybody's journey here. So don't force yourself to do that when you still have an opportunity to do little steps, little things. Like
it all counts. It all counts. I think sometimes people think that they have to, I don't know, they have to do things a certain way or it's not legit. Like it's legit if you say it is.
Right.
Let's pause for a second. How has Exodus Summit led? I'm not even going to say contribute. I was going to say contributed, but no. Tell us how Exodus Summit led to the creation of your alter ego.
Exodus Summit led to the creation of my alter ego because I was able to go somewhere for a period of time long enough that I wasn't encumbered with, being a Black woman in the United States. I was able to let all that stuff go. And as a result of that, there were just so many different aspects of myself that wanted to come to the surface, like my creativity, my thoughtfulness, like my intuitive abilities, like all sorts of other things. And there was a part of me apparently that was like, you know what, boobs want to be out. they don't want to be away anymore. They want to be out on Front Street, living life, getting sun tanned, whole nine. So Rhapsody B was born really when I first started taking pictures in Merida. I had a particular dress that I was like, you get a dress that you just like, you know what, I don't think I could wear that in the States. Like it's too revealing, it's too something. And I just happened to throw it in the suitcase and see what we were going to do. This place was amazing. And I'm like, let's put the dress on. And it was like, I need to do this more. Yes. I need to do this like all the time. And Rhapsody B. She out.
And he's out. And they are out to the world in a way that you weren't doing before, right? In a way that okay, so when you weren't here, I said that one of the things that your sabbatical got you was more freedom. And I'm sticking with that answer, more freedom. Exodus Summit led to y'all seeing Biba's breasts on the internet. You're welcome. You're welcome. Because she's free. She's free.
I'm free. I'm out. I got new bras on the way tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got plunge joints. We got this. Look, all the colors. I'm listen. This next trip with these pictures, it's gonna be on a popping. I got a whole little Kim situation happen. I'm like, if we getting ready to really just let my Gemini heart just be all full blown, like we out, just out here.
All right. I have an announcement. Do you remember what we're announcing, Stephanie?
No.
Today's the day that we are opening the Exodus Summit Facebook group, the Facebook group for ticket holders.
That's right.
If you are a ticket holder and you don't know there's a Facebook group, it's because you ain't read our emails. If you are a ticket holder and you don't know that there's a Facebook group, it's because you did not read our emails. Right. Now, if you're, as of a minute ago, the Exodus Summit team has approved every single person that we can approve to get in the Facebook group. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. What I mean is that the only way we know that you're actually a ticket holder is if in the line where it says, give me the email address you used to register for the summit, you actually put in the email address you used to register for the summit. Now, some people, not going to name no names, put in their email address and they spelled it wrong. But they're using their real name on Facebook. So I know who that is. Like, I know your name. I see you, Joan. I see you. I know who it is. We good. I got you. There's some people who are using fake names on Facebook. Yeah. So their name isn't going to match their credit card name. No. If your name has baby in it, I need, as the first or last name, sis, I am talking to you. If it has baby in it, I need you to use the actual email address you used to sign up, or I can't match. I can't look for. We're looking for email addresses, and I want you guys to all respect that and put in the email address that your receipt got sent to. The one your receipt got sent to, put that email address in when I'm looking for it.
Yes.
Because I might go and look for your real name, but our staff is not required to. If your email address don't match, that's a decline. If you don't put an email address in at all, like some people have not been doing, Facebook automatically declines that. I don't even see it. I don't even know. If you're not in there right now, you have been declined.
That's right.
If you already requested, and because I just checked it a minute ago, if you already requested and you're not in there, you have, except for the 2 people who just requested right now, Patty and Denise, I see y'all. I got you. You have been declined because the information didn't match. Also, don't invite friends to join the group.
No.
When you do that, even if they are our ticket holder, we don't have the email address for them. So we don't know, because they don't have a place to add in that information. So we don't know that they are actually a person who should be in this group. This is for ticket holders only. And y'all know me. I'm a drone on and on about this, but I'm telling you what to do to avoid getting declined. Because it ain't no message going back. It's just a decline.
That's right. Now this is the Facebook group for the ticket holders only. So don't get confused between this group and the main Exodus Summit group that you're already in. This is the group for ticket holders only. This is the group Rashida saying, do not invite people into. They have to use their own link to get in.
Do not share the link with anyone. I'm getting requests from people. I'm like, I've never seen this name. It's not a ticket holder. It's not a Black woman. Where'd she come from? This is a Black woman group only.
Yes.
If someone wants to buy a ticket to Exodus Summit and they are not a Black woman, we're not going to stop you. We're going to discourage you from buying a ticket. But if y'all don't listen and y'all don't learn, there's nothing I can do because I can't see who you are. But when you show up with your Facebook profile photo, trying to get into the Facebook group, I'm going to tell you, ain't no way.
No.
This is a safe space for Black women. So when you share the links out, other people can try to request in. And if someone slips through the cracks, and now we have non-Black people in here, non-Black women in here, it's going to hurt my heart. Okay, so we're not sharing the link, the direct link. We're not inviting people. We're using our email, not our favorite email address, the email address that the receipt was sent to. And someone else did this today. Their name was different on Facebook, and so they told me what their Facebook name was in the same line. That's okay too. That's okay. But if you're using a fake name and a bad email address, I can't do anything with that.
This ticket holders only community is important because this is where you are going to meet each other. This is where the community is going to happen. This is where the accountability group, accountability groups are going to form, or going to communicate with each other in the very beginning. The accountability sessions are worth the price of admission all on their own. You don't want to miss out on these accountability groups. And so you don't want to miss out on being in the ticket holder only Facebook group.
Y'all, 13 of them just requested right now, just as we're talking. So apparently some of y'all weren't reading your emails.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's great. It's great. You're going to get in here. We haven't been allowing posts yet, but after we go live here, we'll turn that on so you guys can talk to each other in the group. But we did want to lay out those rules that if you've been declined, you can request again. If you give us the real email address, we will add you. If we can't find you, we can't add you.
That's right. That's right. All right. So as Rashida said, it looks like you're already going back and looking for your email. Go back, look for your email. That is going to give you the directions on how to get into that community for ticket holders only. Going to give you the directions on how to upgrade your ticket. If you've purchased the weekend pass and you decide you want the all access pass, you've gotten an email with that link. All the important things that we have for you so far have been emailed to you. The schedule and the exact session schedules, that's coming. That has not been emailed to you yet. Okay. All right. Okay. So
coming through with, I haven't had to decline anybody yet of these new 13, y'all coming through
Do you want to do
now.
that? You can wait. You can wait. Tell Rashida they can wait. She's in work mode.
I'm in work mode. Y'all know. Y'all have seen me before like this.
Okay. All right. So, Biba, tell us what. So during the sabbatical, you invented an alter. Your alter ego came to the surface. She was there. She came to life. But tell us what you're doing now that's different. Tell us you have more than one business thing happening, right? More than one. Tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, I started a new company. I am now a personal evolution facilitator and a self-care catalyst. So what that means is that I work with driven women, ambitious women who are looking to change their lives, looking to change the trajectory of their lives, looking to prioritize themselves in different ways. I'm supporting them emotionally. I'm supporting them energetically because I do energy healing. I also wrote a journal for how to do affirmations in ways that they actually work. I've got all kinds of like other things that I'm doing, but I have something called the Chamber. It's like a 12-month program to actually support people along a long journey, because once you start making changes, like the way that the universe is set up, God, whatever, like life be lifing. So things come at you, people come at you, circumstances come back around even after you feel like you've healed, you've gotten through it. Like it's just an amazing journey, and no one should have to do that by themselves. And I'm just seeing so many cases of especially Black women. I've been having these conversations about self-care, and unfortunately, so many Black women have to get to damn near death's door. And I'm not even joking with you. Even in the 40s, where I've been talking to women who've had chronic illnesses, where they strokes, heart attacks, brain tumors, aneurysms. Like these are women that I've spoken to who are doing it to death. Like, you know, putting everybody before themselves and not prioritizing themselves appropriately. And, you know, even after they've had mental breakdowns and all these other things, like they really had to work hard to make a lot of shifts in their life. Look at their patterns, look at their beliefs, look at their trauma and all those things. And the work that I do is supporting them in like shifting and changing their life so that they can actually enjoy their life, so that they can experience like pleasure and fulfillment and all those things. So like it's just important work. It's like my mission. But I got some other little things, you know. I'm looking forward to the Exodus Summit because there are a few things that you guys are doing that I'm like, you know, oh, that would help me with some of these other initiatives that I like to put forward. Because, you know, in business, you got to have multiple streams. Like you can't just be a one stream kind of person. So like you got to get in where you fit in. So
where do you have where should people who want to learn more about the work that you do, where should they go?
If they want to learn about the affirmations, I have a Gumroad store, and so it's gumroad.com. I think it's /Ms. Biba, MSBIBA. As far as the chamber is concerned, I'm asking for people to DM me because it's a really protected, sacred, safe space. So the people to be in there, they will have to apply. So I'd like to get an idea of like how I might be able to help you. So if you just DM me, like we can have conversations and talk about, you know, what we might be able to do together. So I like to keep it simple.
All right. Do you want us to put, again, something I should have asked you before. Rashida said, is there anything you need from people before we start? And I said, no. Okay. But do you want us, if you want people to DM you, do you want us to put your Facebook profile link in the description?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So we'll do that.
This group is amazing.
It will be there. Okay.
This group is amazing. I think that one of the things that you were talking about, Stephanie, earlier is about the community, and it cannot be stressed enough. I was telling people in this group about my decision to leave before I even blasted on my Facebook page. Like people in this group knew about my exodus, my sabbatical, a good 6 months before I rolled out.
Yes.
Like, so yeah, absolutely put my profile in the group. Like this is just, you guys have cultivated such an amazing community of people, so very supportive. I've met a few people in this group, like out on the road, have like friendships with folks. Like,
that's right.
Take advantage of the community, please, and thank you. Like, it's like no other group I've been to, honestly.
We agree. We agree. That's right. We appreciate you being part of the community, right? It's not a community without you. So thank you.
Thank you. And thank you.
Yeah, but we agree. There's nothing like it. This is why we don't want to, you don't have to worry about us coming in talking about, oh, we've opened the group up to whoever. No, we did not. It's for us, it's going to stay that way.
Yes.
And it's also why you can be rest assured that the coaches we bring in, they ain't scamming. And if they are, if a scam is real deep and we couldn't find it, y'all.
Rashida knows how to investigate some stuff. All right, Rashida, can't nobody investigate like Rashida Dow.
we are checking to make sure that the woman. So I saw some people earlier saying that one of the reasons they've been skeptical of drop shipping is it always, like, the people they see talking about it always seem kind of scammy.
That's
right.
We're
not doing that. We want to bring people who can say, like, yes, this can be a scammy business, but if you do it right and you do it legit and you do it in a way that feels good and nurtures your soul and helps people, right? Like every business that you can offer can help someone in some way, right? Now, usually a lot of help is a money exchange, but the service or the product typically is something someone needs. And so how can you create a business that helps people and gets you paid and doesn't feel like you're doing something that's unethical, right? Like, we want to make sure that you feel good about what's happening.
Yeah.
All right. About the Facebook group, in case I wasn't clear, the email with the link is not the receipt email. The email with the link comes, I think, the same day or the next day after you pay.
Should be the same day, and it says something about welcome something.
Yes. So if you don't see it, check your spam.
Yes. Check your spam. Should come within a few minutes, maybe an hour of your purchase, and it should say welcome. One of the words. If you do a search for welcome, you should be able to find it. And the email it's coming from is the Exodus Summit email address. hello@exodussummit.com.
Yes. If you know how to add us to your safe senders, do that, because something about writing about Black women, we end up in spam all the time. I don't know what it is about being Black women, talking about being Black women. It's just spam. I tried to send someone an email the other day, and their spam blocker wouldn't even let it get through to them. I had to DM them, like, so I tried to email you, but your blocker was like, we're not even gonna let you get to the spam inbox. You just bounced out completely. Like, boom, there you go.
Then someone else sent us the email to notify us that it had gone to our spam. And I mean, they changed and they made the subject line star, spam, star. So that every time we replied to her,
yes, it said spam. It's like an additional spam header. And it's like, and these are like one-on-one. These are not like group emails we're sending that are going, like individual. I'm emailing one person, and their blocker was like, no, I don't trust you. So if you know how to add us to your safe senders, do that, because otherwise, if you don't feel like you're getting our emails, check your spam folder. It's where we are. And
Valsi was kind enough to tell us that the subject line of the email is Exodus Summit with the raised hands, and then welcome summit info inside. This is the email where you will find the link to join the ticket holders only Facebook community, which is where you will go to join your accountability sessions and meet each other. Meet these friends that we was talking about. Meet this community. Meet the people who are going to like travel through the world with you. Some of you are going to meet people to travel the world with you. Some of you are going to make up Golden Girl situations and just be bopping around the globe together. This is the community where you're going to do that.
Yep. All right. I am going to sound like a broken record, and I love y'all, but we've been getting more requests in without email addresses. And I don't know how to explain it any further. Facebook is going to decline those before I can even see them. If you there's a question that says, it's a membership question. To join the group, you have to say, this is the email address I signed up in. So if you're not even putting in an email address, Facebook knows we have it set up. So Facebook is like, nah, you're not getting in, because we don't know if you're supposed to be here. So do not do that, please. Because even after I said it before, people still doing it. It's a disconnect. I'm trying to be very clear about this. Don't do that. All right. What else do we need to talk about? Prices going up on Monday night, Tuesday morning.
Monday is the last day for the prices you see today. Okay. Prices go up. By the time I get up Tuesday morning and do a little stretch, the price will be higher. Okay. I'm on the East Coast. I'm on Eastern time. Don't play with fire. Go ahead and get your ticket. If you want to break up your ticket into payments, use Klarna. I don't know. I don't know if you need the Klarna app to do that or if it's the thing. I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay. But figure it out. When you go there, if it doesn't give you the option to break up the payments automatically, right? Then you're going to need to start with Klarna or Zip, right?
Yeah.
And
or the other ones.
Figure out how to set up a payment plan for yourself that way. We don't have that set up. That's something that our platform is partnering with them in. We don't know how to do it, okay? But go ahead and you can figure it out because women have already used it, right? Klarna.com. Thank you, Rosalind. Rosalind's telling you right now how to do it, okay? So do something so that you don't have to say on Tuesday, uh-oh, right? We want you to get in, okay? We want you to get your ticket and get in and not have this part to be concerned with anymore. Then we move on to phase 2, which is blocking off your schedule and showing up. That's phase 2, okay?
With a notebook. Show up with a notebook. Show up with snacks. Tell them people who'll be bothering you on the weekends not to call. Whether it's your kids, your man, your woman, your mama, your great grandma, tell them not to call you. You're doing stuff for the family's future, right?
That's right.
Go away. Somebody else can take you to the park. Watch that Netflix over there. give that baby the iPod and a juice box, the iPad and a juice box, and tell them to go.
Earphones. That's right.
Go do something else in the corner. Go ahead.
Eva, do you remember? So you talked about Rashida's session in the first year in 2020. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what the first thing is that you did after the summit that helped you get the ball rolling?
There was the community. Like I was in there and I'm reading all of these exciting posts like, oh, I'm looking for somebody. I'm thinking about going to Mexico. Who else is in Playa del Carmen? And I'm like, oh, this is like the 18th time I've seen that. So maybe there's something to it. So there were a couple people who were, again, they were from around here. So I made connections with them. There was one lady who reached out to me and she said, I want to go to Playa. You're in the same area. So maybe we can form our own little partnership to get things rolling. And she's down there. She done left me. So
did she go?
She went to Playa. It was Martise Sutton.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She done rolled down there and I was like, oh, you down there before I got, okay, girl, I see you. Yeah, she wasn't playing around. So it was the community. So that was really, setting those connections up. It's like, I'm not going to be by myself, even though I thought.
Now, I remember you and Mark, you had the all access pass the first time, didn't you?
I believe I did, yeah.
I remember you and Martise in the private coaching groups cutting up.
Mm-hmm.
Cutting up. I remember the two of y'all.
Was it me?
Some of the people cutting up. And so that's something that Stephanie and I talk about. I don't know that people actually believe us, but I'm going to say it again. I know that the ticket price for the all access pass is higher than the ticket price for the weekend pass.
That's right.
But I know that the people who make it out the quickest are the ones who pay more for that all access pass. We have evidence of that. Martise was out like after the summit. She was like booking flights. During the summit, she was like booking flights. We had someone with an all access pass who quit her job during the summit because of the additional support. Quit her job. She was like, no, I'm not. I think it was like Tuesday. The earliest first time someone quit was, I think we started on a Monday and someone quit on a Tuesday. It's like, I don't see this for myself.
Yes.
So bye.
That's right. Yeah. We called it the accelerated program the first year, which I think we should have gone back to, honestly, because it really was an accelerator, right? It really did help these women get out the door. All right. Mm-hmm. This is what the summit is for. The summit is not just for you to come and hear some awesome stories and, kiki it up with some people. The summit is for you to make that progress, to accelerate your progress. This is why we host Exodus Summit every year. And so we hope that you'll come.
Yeah. Stephanie and I do more work in the month of September than we do the rest of the year combined. And I need y'all to know we're not doing it for ourselves.
No, please.
We're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for you.
That's right.
So we want more stories like Biba, where she's like, and then I realized I could do it, so I did it. Yes. Right? We want that. We want you to find your partners in the accountability groups. We want you to find your new friends. We want you to find your around the world buddies. And we want you to have that joy together. We want you to create your alter ego because you feel free. We want you to feel free to do things you would never do in the US, right? Rhapsody. We want you out there living your best life because we know that nothing frees Black women like watching other free Black women. Yeah. You see someone do something, you're like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. Mm-hmm. And then you go do it, right? This is what we want from you, which is why we're bringing in people. We're not bringing in people this year who are making money teaching people how to make money. We are bringing in people who are making money doing the thing they're talking about, right? These are not professional. Like, it's not like I can show you how to make money by, I don't know, doing something, right? We are like, this is what you do. Can you show our audience how to do it too, right? That thing. It's really important to us that this is not I'm not going to call them pyramid schemes, but we're not just bringing in people we're bringing in people who are actually making money doing the things they do, right? Who are actually making money selling pictures of their feet, right? Like, we are bringing in people. Abiba, you ain't know?
No, I did know. I did. I was here for that reveal.
We want to bring in people who can show you what they did. Now, everything ain't for everybody, right? Every path is not for you, but what we want is we want you to see the paths that are out there. So we hope you'll join us at Exodus Summit this year. You can't let Biba out here on the streets, first of all. She's not supervised in the streets to begin with. She needs some running buddies. Running buddies. She needs them. Because you see what, like, if a few months into her long-term sabbatical, she created Rhapsody B, what's she gonna create now with the new plunge bras and all the new madness and intentionality? Now Biba found her freedom. Now she has freedom and intentionality. Child,
listen. You're gonna be real upset. Look, I'm not coming.
Y'all can't have Biba being the only one out here having fun.
No.
Please.
Wait, Kathy, Letitia's in the audience. She took a sabbatical after the first summit. Mm-hmm. Kathy took a sabbatical after the first summit. I'm seeing names.
Never heard my comments. She was in my comments when I put the picture up when I first got to Mexico, and she had asked a couple of questions. Oh, so when she left, I was like, "Yes,
we're doing it.
Like, do it.
We doing it. This group is a group of women who are about that action, right? Like, we're not about that talk. We are about that action. And so we want you to join us if you're about that action. Listen, I promise you, if you're the kind of person that signs up for programs and does not take any action, don't do this. Don't do this, because there's nothing you're going to learn. First of all, no income stream is purely passive. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to put up some money or put up some energy or something. And if you are the kind of person that's like, I just want to learn for the sake of learning, okay. But if you're the kind of person that's going to sign up and not take any action after the summit and then be mad 6 months from now because you ain't making no more money,
and everybody else is,
I'm telling you.
The antidote to that, I would say this. Maybe you are a person who has signed up for things and then you just didn't do them. Okay. The antidote for that is the accountability groups. Okay. So Libras, this is for you. Okay. This is for you, Libras. All right. I know that you have done these things before, but I want you, please, Rashida, and I want you, please, to come to the summit. Okay. And join accountability, at least in one accountability group. Okay. It's going to help you put this into action and stop mulling it over. Okay.
So I talked to Sonia this morning, and she was the leader of an accountability group for people who wanted to go to Playa del Carmen. And it's not just the accountability group. She said that the people who made it to Playa already, to year past the summit, the people who made it in the next year were the people who joined the accountability groups and showed up to the accountability group sessions, who communicated in the group chat, who updated people, and who said, y'all are doing a Zoom, I'll be there at the Zoom. The ones who were like, no, I ain't got no time for that. They're not in Playa del Carmen yet. Yeah. They might be one day. Yes. But that accountability group is already shut down because the people who were showing up all the time have now shown up in Playa. Right?
They had to close the group down.
Because everybody was meeting in person.
She was like, wait, everybody's already moved.
Everybody's here. So we don't need to meet on Zoom. We can meet at the beach club. Right? And the people who still needed the group were the ones who weren't showing up. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And so then there's no point in having the group. Now, I want y'all to know. You have the choice, right? Like you can, all the accountability groups are open to everybody. Mm-hmm. You can join, don't join them all. Don't join them all. But you can join the accountability group you like. You can be a lead. If you're have the all access pass, you can be a leader in the accountability groups. You can do this. You can make significant change in your life in 4 months, in 6 months, in 12 months. Or you can be coming to the next summit talking about, I went last year, but I didn't do anything.
I don't know how much harder we can tell, how much more. Yeah, we want you here, okay? Because we want you to make that change. We get to live out our dream. You're looking at 3 Black women who are living our dream, right? We want it for you. We want it for you. It's nice over here. Ain't it, Biba? Mm-hmm. It's nice over here. We want that.
It's nice.
Yeah. Whatever that looks like. And it's 3 different pictures, right? 3 different ways that we're living it out. Mm-hmm. Right? You don't have to want the exact same things that we want to be able to come to ExodUS Summit and get your Move Abroad money plan together.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Y'all got this.
Y'all
got this. And honestly, like, I'm an introvert, and I'm gonna say this. As like queen introvert, I'm gonna take a nap after I do this. I'm actually going to sleep after this. I talked to too many people for too long. It's time to go to sleep.
On your IG. Don't slide in your DMs tonight. I'll let you live today and then I'll let you tomorrow.
Please, thank you. You will leave here with friends, right? Them extroverts gonna try to swoop you up, and you're gonna know you can tiptoe in and tiptoe out when you need to, right? And the other introvert in the corner is gonna be looking at you like, girl, they talk a lot. Y'all got, like, you will find your people. My goal is to have 5,000 women here. Mm-hmm. Stephanie, it's my goal. Stephanie has said it before. I haven't said that out loud yet in public, but my goal is to have 5,000 women attend.
Yeah.
Even if we don't hit that number, there's going to be enough women that there's going to be, your sister's going to be in this group. You can find a Stephanie in this group, mm-hmm. right? You'll find yours. Yeah. You have to be open to it. Mm-hmm. You got to show up.
Yes.
But you will find your group. In the Facebook group, in the sessions that we do, your people will be there. So
that's right.
And turn on posting in the Facebook group real quick.
Yes. Yeah. So it's time to go ahead and get to know the women who are already there. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the format's going to be. I guess just post something.
Okay. So say hi, get the highs out of your system now, right? Okay. Get the, hey, how you doing? All of that out of your system now. Doctor, 5,000 isn't the cap. I don't think there's going to be a cap on all attendees. There will probably be a cap on all access attendees.
That's right.
Because that requires a live component, mm-hmm. which requires a different platform.
Yeah.
Probably Zoom, right? And so they be wanting some money.
Yeah, it gets expensive once you get it
larger on Zoom. They're like, you sound like a very large organization. Give us very large monies. And it's like, no, we do this one time. We just need it for this one time. They don't care.
No, they don't care. Yeah, right. So most I expect the all access pass to sell out. So it's time to go ahead and get your tickets. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What did we not cover, Biba? What do you want to tell the people? You didn't tell the people, our friends.
Yes, get in there, say hellos, make connections. Like, don't wait. I think by the time I had actually got into the group, like they were on and popping. It was like, where am I going to fit in? You know, but you just jump right in, say hello, ask some questions. The OGs are all up and through the group.
Oh yeah.
They are all up and through the group. So don't feel like there are no questions that you can ask. Don't feel like all of the questions have been asked. Like, there are so many helpful people in the group that will slide into your DMs and send recommendations or point you in the right directions or all those things. So don't feel like you just have to be in the corner by yourself trying to figure this out alone. Like, that's the whole point of the community. This is an amazing space. It's a safe space. Stephanie and Rashida have done a lot to keep the space safe. So speak your truth, like, because this is a part of the reason why we're looking to leave, like to go and explore and experience life, because it is different when you are someplace and it's not a travel experience. You're there to like live. Then you are able to let that stuff go. You're able to let that armor down, and sometimes you don't even realize that you're carrying that because it's just
Right.
you have to live it in order to survive here. So when you go someplace else, like you'll find it like sloughing off. You'll find yourself crying. You're going to have maybe some, I'm not going to say dark nights of the soul, but some really thoughtful moments where you're just like in this gratitude space, or you're just in this space where it's like, I can be myself. I don't have to think about things that I thought about in the States. So, I mean, that's what's on the horizon. And this group makes it happen. So don't let an opportunity like this pass you by. Don't wait, because people get in here, they get it popping, and then they're gone. So make sure that you're a part of that group that makes things happen, because people in here don't play around.
All right. To answer some questions in the post, in the comments, if you cannot find an email with a link, email us at hello@exodussummit.com. That's where to get all your questions. All of your logistical questions, all of your specific to yourself questions that you don't want to ask in public, like in the Facebook group, that's where to get them answered. hello@exodussummit.com. It's where to get your questions answered if we need to know your name, like we need to know that you've actually signed up. It's where to get those questions answered. In the new Facebook group, which I just turned on posting for, so you can post your little heart's desires out in there. Try to keep questions and comments about the summit in there instead of in the main Exodus Summit group. So that way we can kind of keep it focused. So if you're like, oh, when is this speaker happening? Or when is that happening? Or do you know that kind of stuff? Try to ask those in those groups. You can always encourage people in the larger group to join you over in the smaller group by buying a ticket. We will never stop that. But we're going to want to keep the main conversations about the actual summit, especially during the summit, because there's going to be a lot of talk during the summit. We want to have those conversations happening over there.
Yes. All right. Biba, we have so enjoyed watching you live your life and be free and bop around. And I love the booby pics. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it
more. All right. So keep it coming. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your experience with us. We appreciate that so much.
Thank you for having me.
And for being such a wonderful member of our community.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rashida has gotten to hug you in person. I have not, but
she has. We have to make it happen. We absolutely will.
We will.
Thank you so much for being here with us, Biba, and for sharing all that you do. If y'all are not following, they should be following you on the gram, right?
They could follow me on the gram. They could friend me on Facebook. They could follow me on Facebook. Like, I'm out here. I'm outside.
In so many ways. She's outside looking like a magical fairy big titty princess. Like, it's just the thing she does. Love it. So Rhapsody, thank you for joining us. And we will
You're very welcome. They've enjoyed the show too.
Yeah. We'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much, Biba. And thanks everyone for being with us tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.